what I call natural networking. Some of you here are here for the first time, you've never networked, some are seasoned networkers, but what I've discovered is that there's all sorts of networking groups, there's different sorts of networkers. But one thing I want to do in King's Daughters is create a networking group and a way of networking that's natural. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I've intentionally left the introductions till last. There's a reason for it, so I haven't forgotten to allow you to introduce each other. But yeah, you'll see. So networking has become a very popular way to grow your business. It's the way we do it, especially as women. Women tend to be relational, nurturing, and a lot of women tend to be homeworkers, which can be very lonely, especially those that are inspired around people. Some people like myself are quite content to be alone for a long period of time, and I can be inspired and function like that. Others need to have the buzz, they need to have that connection, they need to be around people to be inspired. And so networking events are fantastic for that. For me, I tend to network because I know I need to get out there and be around people. I can't just be in my own company all the time. It wouldn't be very good for business either, and I would not be very good for my social skills. So I wanted to look at natural networking, because networking can be daunting. I know a lot of people are nervous their very first time. Some people avoid networking events because of the unknown. And what I would like for us to do and to commit to do, especially as a King's Daughters networking event, is to create an environment that is natural, where we come and we are ourselves, no matter what that means, no matter who we are, how we dress, what our business is. We come and we just come with who we are. We're not coming to pretend to be something we're not. We're not coming to fit in. We're just coming to be who we are, connect with other people. And so for those of you that haven't networked before, I've got some tips so you don't fall into bad habits. And for those of us that have networked a lot, I hope that there are some tips in here that you might find useful. And hopefully you can use them at other networking events as well. So the first thing is be yourself. And that might sound obvious, but a lot of us, first of all, we have the fear of being judged. And it's very common in the business world, and I think in life in general, is the fear of being caught out as a fake. Many people, even six-figure earners, have been interviewed and said they still have that fear of somebody finding out that they're a fake. And I've chatted to even men, and men have that fear, and it's such a, I wouldn't say unusual fear, it's actually quite a common fear, but it's such a lie really, because we are who we are, we are hopefully good at what we do, and we need to be confident in that. And so we need to come to networking events, and none of us are fakes here. We're all passionate about what we do, that's why we're here. And we need to be very embracing of each other, understanding that many people, especially the newbies, they do come to these events and they do feel daunted, and we need to help each other feel comfortable and natural. At our last event we had a new lady come. She was so nervous, and it was so wonderful to see the group embrace her. And she explained that she was nervous, which actually made it easier for her in many ways, because I was able to say to a few ladies, this is, I won't say her name, she's new, and she's feeling a bit nervous. And the women were wonderful and nurturing, and Jane took her under her wing and took care of her, and I think she had a wonderful time. And so thank you for that. But that's the kind of culture that we want to build. We want people to come and feel comfortable, and we need to be ourselves. We are women, we are nurturing. Let's use that in business. The other thing is, you can't please all of the people all the time. We know this, but yet we still try to do it. And when we're networking, when we come to networking events, we can't please everyone in the room, and that will never change. You can never please all of the people all of the time. And so we need to come to our networking events at peace with who we are, comfortable with who we are, and expressing who we are, and know that some people might not like us, and that's okay. So we might not click with some people, that's okay. Different personalities and that just don't click, and that's okay. We're not coming here to try and find acceptance and have everyone love us and have everyone buy from us. But it's about finding those people that you really do connect with, that you really get along with, and forming positive and real relationships. The next thing I wrote down is to be comfortable. Now obviously it follows on from the first point, which is be comfortable in who you are, but it's also important to be comfortable in what you wear. Your clothes are a reflection of you. They should express your personality, they should express you, and there's no need to come to a networking event to dress to impress, but come to a networking event dressed to express. This is who I am, and be comfortable. I find I use clothes a lot to help me juggle the different roles in life, to change hats. I have certain clothes that I wear that make me feel professional, that make me feel confident, that help me embrace the role that I'm in. There are other clothes that I wear that help me switch modes. They help me go from business to being mummy. And so I change my clothes and put particular clothes on. You know, jeans and a scruffy jumper to go play in the park with my children, because that helps me fully engage in that role. And so I use clothes. I have different clothes for different things. And I think in networking as well, we need to come in a way that we're comfortable, that this is a true reflection of who we are, and it is a true reflection of our business. And it doesn't matter what that looks like to other people. It has to be so that you are comfortable and you are reflecting yourself. The other thing that I would say to be comfortable with is what you have to say. I've seen some networkers come to events and they just sell. That's it. They just want to sell, and they've got this rehearsed pitch. Now, rehearsed pitch is good, but there's a time and place for your pitch. There's a time where you do your pitch, and we'll get to that later. But to walk around a room and speak to women and to be pitching to everyone all the time, that's not what we're here for. We're here to really connect with each other, get to know each other. And you know, if something that we have could provide a solution to someone else, that's great, because we are here because we're business women. But at the same time, have you considered that not everybody needs what you have to offer? So we shouldn't be going around the room trying to sell to everyone, but actually listening. What do they need? Do I have something that could match your need? And you know, really get to know each other and be comfortable with what we have to say. So if I meet you for the first time, I don't have to instantly pitch. But really, who are you? How are you? And if I want to talk about my business, why not tell a story about your week, what happened in the business context, or how something that you have done for a client has benefited them. So you are still promoting your business, but you're being much more natural and much more comfortable. And it's perfectly okay just to get to know people, to come to an event like this and just get to know people, you know, get to know them. People buy into people. You're more likely to actually grow a business if you have a rapport with people, if people buy into you as a person before you try selling. I buy particular things from particular people because I like the people. Some things I buy, I don't even need the products. I wouldn't use them. But because I like the person and I want to support their business, and their products aren't bad, I'm not going to go around, you know, for the sake of it buying things that I wouldn't, you know, don't like. But the point is that I'm trying to support the person and their business, and I like the person. So if somebody else comes along with something that maybe is cheaper, I'm not going to go with them because they just sell. This person has taken the time to invest in a relationship. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
I think we build relationships first, and I think what women are very good at doing when they network is we network for each other. It's like,
we do,
you know,
yeah.
I know sort of with Jill, with the entrepreneur circle, I'm sort of like, if I know anybody's new to business, I always mention it. Whether anything comes of that, I don't know, but it's just that you do network, don't you, for other people, because you think, oh yeah, so-and-so does this, or like your online gallery, you were saying, well, that's sort of registered, and I can always say, oh yeah, go and have a look at this if you're looking for artwork, or whatever, and that's what we do naturally, I think.
Yes. And I think in many ways, some of us, or some networkers, some women in business have become unnatural, if you know what I mean. And what I want us to get back to is that natural networking. Like you said, we do that naturally. We're nurturing and supportive, and we do that naturally. And a lot of people have started becoming aggressive. And I've met with a few people and found they really don't like networking events. They said women can be very bitchy, and I was like, that's exactly what I was going to use, but I didn't feel comfortable saying it out loud. But I just said it out loud, so there we go. But the point is, you know, it shouldn't be like, it doesn't need to be like that. And I don't think our businesses will flourish if it is like that. It's okay, you know, for us to support each other. We're not going to lose in the long run. And if we do natural networking, we might not make a sale at the network event or in the next week. But we've built a relationship, and we're going to our business will grow as a result of that relationship. And like you said, you will tell others. But if someone comes into the networking event and they're just trying to sell and they're instantly pitching from the second they walk in the door to the second they leave, I think you're unlikely to do that method of referral that you mentioned. And so we want to build a group, and everything I'm saying today, obviously you can apply to any network event, but it's very important that we launch this, we start this with a particular culture in mind.
I think you've got to be open-minded as well, because I found with the networking that I've done with yourself, Angela, is you learn something new every time you come, and you do pick up, like Sheila was saying, nuggets of information. You think, oh yeah, I wonder if I try that or whatever. And I think you've got to be sort of share ideas. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But you've got so many different levels. I mean, Jill's been in business a long time, so you've got so many different levels of business. Well, no, but you've got lots of experienced some of the journeys that we haven't gone through yet. And I think that is so good to draw on, and not feel sort of despondent and think, oh, have I done the right thing or whatever. And I think that's important.
The next thing I wrote down is be honest, and I thought this is a bit of an obvious one. I have to